Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Climb is Mine. I'm Charolina. This podcast is my accountability space where I share my wins, losses, and lessons as I grow stronger in my mind, body, and soul. This past week has been an emotional roller coaster, and so much has happened. All very good things, but it's been a moment in which I've had to really step into my faith and believe in myself, and be strong because in the past I was feeling very stagnant. I was in a job that at the beginning I loved. It was good for me. I was growing from it. It was something different. I had the opportunity, and that God blessed me that I was able to make an income right away. It was very close to my home. But then as months went by, everything started to decline. And that included myself. I was going to work and not feeling accomplished, that I was learning. Some things had changed. A lot of things had changed at work. And as I said, everything was declining. So I was declining, and I just was very unhappy because now the person that I am today is continually striving for change. I took this job because I needed change momentarily. It was hard for me to take a job in the service industry after, having my business and trying to make it succeed, and it didn't. And I had to make decisions to provide for myself and and keep a roof over my head. But as I said, I was blessed at the end of the day that I was able to get the job that I had. But in seasons, I needed to change again. So it's been, as I said, I've been very excited that I have this opportunity. I was able to get a new job, and it's a job in which it's very different for me. I'm going to be working at a steakhouse, which is out of my norm, and I'm very excited about it because it's going to allow me to learn and put myself in a position that I haven't been. But in the midst of all this, as I said, making the change last week, because I ended up giving my notice at my job, and then I was doing the training as well for the new place, for the new steakhouse. And all these negative thoughts were consuming me, telling me that what was I doing? Why would I move? I was extremely comfortable. I mean, I was still making good money, but all those factors weren't enough for me to stay. As I said, I wasn't growing. And then, having to make the change, it was, for me, I was excited, but at the end of the day, then, as I said, all these limiting beliefs were coming up, that I wasn't going to be making enough, that I wasn't going to get to the hours, that I'm smart, not smart enough, that people are not going to accept me, all these lies. And as I said, I just kept pushing through, and I kept on just praying to God and just knowing that obviously I am making this decision that it is out of my comfort zone, that's going to allow me to grow, because I know that where I'm going, it's pushing me to be more than who I am, especially learning new foods, new cuisines, new cultures, new environment. People don't like to get out of their comfort zone. And I'm very proud that I have made the decision, because I could have stayed where I was, because as I said, I was very comfortable there. I had the shifts that I wanted. Everything was pretty much given to me. So I was very settled. And I didn't really have to leave, because I don't plan on being in this industry for too much longer. And so I could have just stayed. I could have just, pushed through it until I get the business started, which I'm going to get my personal development business started in the next few months. So as I said, I could have just waited, but in my spirit and the woman that I am did not allow me to, because it's not who I am anymore. In my past, I would have not done this, because I would have scared to go into a new place, learn new things, because right now I'm going to be held accountable and having to learn everything to details. When it's coming to the food, when it's coming to the wine, when it's coming to service, coming with goals and values and showing up, because I'm stepping into fine dining. So it's, as I said, it's pushing me, and that was one of the reasons that I took it, because it's making me a better person and pushing me instead of just staying stagnant where I am. So I'm just very, very blessed that I was able to pull through. But as I said, the week was tough just mentally, but I pushed myself and I'm very proud that I have made this decision and I've pushed through. So it's easy to stay into the comfort, and it's difficult to make that transition. But at the end of the day, as I said, it's just something that I needed to do, and it's a huge win for me. And I'm very excited for what's coming ahead. So today is my last day at my old one, and then tomorrow we start the new one, Friends and Family, which I am excited. I'm going to be in a healthy environment with, other professionals. And it's just a new chapter in the season that is good for me. As I said, I'm very blessed for the past job where I was at, and it allowed me to, step in and figure out things and just know my value, that I am worth more, and it's just showing my character. So that is my win for this week. Excited for the new one. So if there's something that you feel that needs change in your life because it's not making you happy, and that you should be growing and try to get out of that comfort zone, try to do your best to figure it out. And it is tough at the beginning, but in the end, it's so rewarding. And for another instance, it's just me, how I made that change into, my business failed, but I found I had to figure something out in all the mist. I got back into the service industry to make ends meet, but now I've figured out what I really want to do, and it's to help. So everything has its purpose, and we get these nudges and these inspirations because of our purpose. So try to just be in tune with yourself and listen to those nudges, because they do mean something, and they give you inspiration, and take the action. So, well, thank you for climbing with me today. Remember that growth takes work, but it's worth it. Let's keep strengthening our mind, body, and soul. And then if this message inspired you, please like and subscribe and share it to others.